what was your biggest takeaway, Ed?
Well, my biggest takeaway is that right now, at least for the time being, the two of them are getting along pretty well. They're joking with each other and they're sort of finishing each other's sentences. But sources had told me that at least a year ago, if not more, there were a lot of tensions, at least at the outset of their merger. I mean, they're both headstrong individuals. They're both media savvy. They're both idea driven. So in a lot of ways, on paper, it seems like they'll get along. But you have two strong personalities like that. I think there were definitely some tensions. They called them bumps at the outset, and not just between the two of them. I mean, between the two different companies. I mean, the corporate culture at both are very different. Huffington Post, a startup, everyone sort of did what they wanted. AOL, more corporatized, and there's a lot of spreadsheets and PowerPoint presentations. So those took a while to kind of get together.
So what was it that smoothed out some of those bumps, do you think?
They weren't clear to me in terms of exactly what led to the rapprochement that they had. But basically, I think a lot of it comes down to they both want Huffington Post to succeed and to grow. And so far, that is actually happening. I think in terms of how you get there, that was always a big question. I think one of the things that helped along the way was that when the merger first happened, Tim Armstrong hired Arianna Huffington to essentially be the editor-in-chief of all content at AOL. It's a pretty big job. So I think after that, what they saw was it was better for her to scale back her duties and focus solely on the Huffington Post. They say it was a way to kind of grow Huffington Post in particular, and they've launched a lot of international editions of the Huffington Post, so in that way that's definitely helped. But I think taking her off of a lot of the other .com properties, TechCrunch is another property that they own, I think certainly helped to smooth the way.
And when I think about what happened to Instagram after it was acquired by Facebook, growth explodes. I mean, and right. Arianna's been on this show too, and she acknowledges that. Once it became part of the AOL family, the Huffington Post numbers got bigger, and so both sides had at least a positive spin story to tell, right?
Yeah, no, definitely. And I think, but let's be careful. I think a big part of the growth of Huffington Post, aside from all the international editions that they've launched, AOL still enjoys a big audience from its sort of legacy dial-up customers. We used to all dial into AOL to get on the internet.
Yeah.
There's still some people who do that, believe it or not. Actually, a lot of people.
A lot, yes.
A lot. We have yet to find some people to talk to us about that. But basically, there are a lot of people who still dial in to get on the internet. And, one of the first pages they see is AOL.com. A lot of Huffington Post links on AOL.com. So that drives a lot of the traffic. And I think that kind of created an audience that maybe Huffington Post didn't have before. So I guess, there was some positive aspects to that. But whether in terms of how that's going to grow to be like a really premium sort of publishing brand, that still remains to be seen. I think we're waiting to see if that's going to happen for them.
All right. Thanks a lot, Edmund.
Yeah.
Bloomberg Businessweek's Edmund Lee joining us from New York.